Alright, we're back with more Ace Attorney Investigations collection. On YouTube, this will be like 2 days later. In real life, this is now 4 days after the last stream, because I haven't streamed in almost the whole week since Monday, and is now Friday night / Saturday morning. I'm gonna just jump right into it. So I think it's gonna just start us right at the beginning of episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. So before we even get into it, let me go here and re-ghostify myself so that we could see through me. I might opacity down even a bit more. I might make it like 50%. I was at 69 for a while because Karma like begged me to keep it at 69, but 50% is probably better for seeing through the text. Again, I might consider getting some sort of overlay for this, but like it just feels weird streaming this long and not having an overlay, and then suddenly switching to have one, because I feel like anyone who's actually watching the stream, well, again, I guess they're seeing my PNG tuber on it now, so it doesn't really matter. They're losing part of the screen either way. You know, maybe an overlay isn't the worst thing to consider. Anyway, we finished Case 1. Now we're going back in time 2 days to Case 2. This is going to be Turnabout Airlines. Very fun, very cool. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Schlorp. Oh god, I look so faded when the background's white. Yes, everything began high up in the air. 9,000 feet in the air, to be precise. Thank you for flying Go You Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. How's the volume sounding? Wait, no, the typing should be loud. So, why do I have to put this volume up to 50 for this one? Really? All right. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, lounge. So anyway, Edgeworth's dead. So this is now an alternate universe where he dies on the flight. That's cool. God, that fluid motion is so good. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh. Slight turbulence indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. An ambidex gate has been opened. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Making that reference makes me want to stream Zero Escape now. I've been saving that. That's like the series that I've been saving to stream for a very special occasion, because that's like one of my favorite visual novel series ever. Galactica Space Turbulence. Hey Ryoko. When I hear Yatagarasu, I think about banned Yu-Gi-Oh monsters. I don't really follow banned Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't really follow Yu-Gi-Oh regulations in general. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Ugh. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. I want this headache go away. I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. You know, there's a furry pilot named Turbulence, and I think that's such an amazing name And also kind of a scary one when you fly for a living. But hey, you do you, man. He's pretty cool. I've seen cons. Apparently, Yatagarasu is not banned anymore in Yu-Gi-Oh! A statement as to how nutty the game has truly become. Yeah, no, I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Has like a tendency to like just completely ban and then unban cards without any sort of change to them. It's not like Pokemon where it's like every 2 seasons they just like ban the previous set from 3 sets ago. It's like sometimes they'll ban a card from like the original sets, and then like years later it'll just randomly get unbanned because the meta will change that much. It's wacky. From an earthquake-like turbulence to an earthquake-like elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. When I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It was only my father that died in that incident. You could tell he's over it, though, because it's not playing Reminiscent DL6 anymore. He's moved past his tragic theme song playing. It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Wouldn't add it to the game for one scene. Yeah. What the? I mean, they have no problem adding this jingle back into the game. Mashing A. Hey, Ayla. Mashing my Ayla. What in the world happened? Wow, I forgot about this image. That's a weird shot of him. Look how wrinkled his sleeves look. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. There goes all of his therapy, yeah. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong! It wasn't me! March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G39, second floor, first class. It's so weird to think of a flight having a second floor, but whatever. Do airplanes have elevators? Apparently in this luxury setting they do. Also, it's 6 in the morning. Why is that guy in the corner eating, like, sushi and steak? And drinking wine. Actually, it's not wine. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we just had a minor accident on this flight. A minor accident? Okay. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder! What? Murder? What's going on this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. Is that a Neo? Is that a Neo Geo? It looks like one with that controller. Jury noise reuse, yeah. We are still currently in the middle of a We're still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Ah, don't I know it. Now you listen here. I'm not the killer. I simply found the body. In this universe, they have Howl's Moving Castle. Do they? So say you. However, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear in my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. Can I take a moment to appreciate that he just has a giant book labeled Law on his armrest? Like, why does he need that? Why? Is that is not there for him to read. That is there for other people to know. He is a lawyer. Howl's Moving Castle is showing in theaters soon. Looking forward to seeing that since one you haven't seen. Oh, nice. You know what? I don't think I've seen it either, actually. I don't think I've ever actually watched Howl's Moving Castle. I just know about it through osmosis, mostly. And there's even a very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. Wish you could bring me along to see it with you? I would love that, if I could. I'm not just about to sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Teneru, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case, and a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can a professional flight attendant inside you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Alright, I'm actually not liking 50% on the opacity. We're gonna have to make me a little more corporeal here. There we go. It still isn't that easy to read behind it, though. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well, then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Proof of my profession. Keep it in my pocket. Picked up off the floor of the front elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? Body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped in the first floor lounge. Go You Airlines. A credit card and a bunch of money. Sky Magazine. Details meals, movies, and other services inside. Flight itinerary. Why would they print that out for each flight? That would make these so... They would have to print these out, like on the spot for each of these. All times shown correspond to our departure flight time zone. Featuring items from the world's finest restaurants, treat yourself to the cuisine of the gods. Best restaurant in the skies. For all your dietary needs. Complimentary services. License to love, laugh, malm, and something. Genre, suspense, hard-boiled action. Runtime, 120 minutes. Thank you for choosing Go You Airlines. We wish you have a pleasant flight. If you require assistance at any time, please use the call button above your seat and a flight attendant will be with you shortly. Meals will be served at the time shown, but complimentary snacks and drinks will be served. Doesn't say anymore. Is the screen, like, shaking? It feels like the screen's shaking a little bit. Maybe it's just my imagination. I think it's just my eyes moving around. Movie section would have been perfect spot to retroactively put a reference to Investigations 2. No? Okay. Victim was seated in first class like myself, but I don't know his name. Rhoda Teneru, a Go You Airlines flight attendant charged with taking care of first class. We're immediately jumping into this, huh? What Miss Teneru saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you're the killer. It might be the pain that I'm experiencing, just making my eyes fuck up. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. Something weird about front-facing portraits in this game, since characters are usually never seen from the front. Oh, that's true. There's no front-facing, It's weird. So, like, the way cross-examinations work is that multiple characters can just be on both sides of the screen. Yeah, same feeling as seeing Phoenix's portrait in the second game, or in the third game. His face looks very weird. And Maya even says that. She's like, "You're not very photogenic, are you?" And he just gets upset. That's it? That's our evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. What Miss Teneru saw. Rebuttal. Before we do that, I cannot access... That's weird. You can't save on that very specific line of text. Okay. I'm gonna do something that I wanted to do before... Oh, I can just change it from here. Never mind. Whoops. Actually, wait a minute. If I do that now, will it, Because I think this song is supposed to change. I said I would use it for the second case. No, this song's still the same. Okay. So there are 5 songs that are different in both games, if you put on arranged. And I want to listen to them in this case. Wonder how many times in the series the characters describe their own testimony as perfect. At least once per game.
Hold it!
Hold it! The murder weapon dripping with blood. Really now. I swear that was the grisly scene I saw before me, where they didn't just touch up all the music a bit like they did for Ghost Trick. Yeah, it's weird. Well, they aren't just touched up songs. They're completely new, like, remixes of them. Ghost Trick's soundtrack was really good, though. I'm glad what they did with that for the remake. Hard to believe it's been well over a year since that came out. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw her. There'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You are scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and I'm now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. Curious as what this is. I'm not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me. Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We're within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who's been arrested by the police. I mean, in reality, wouldn't there just be a flight marshal on board? So I'm to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. I like how they have him bent over, too, to show that he's, like, handcuffed. So I need to play the new version of that. It's still a bit too expensive for you. Oh, really? Upset that I can't get the new version for free since you own the old iOS version. Yeah, that's just the problem with old iOS games in general. It's just like, if they remake it, you're not getting that new version for free. Anyway, he was not holding the murder weapon. He was holding a wallet.
Objection!
Miss Tenero. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. This is rearranged. This sucks. The old version was like $7, the new one's like $30. Yeah, well, I mean, it's also, you know, it was also like a full remake of it, so it's kind of like, I don't know. I would say the new price is justified for it, but it's also like, you know, if you played it before, then maybe not. What? I turn the volume up on my end here. I'd like to direct your attention to this. You know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Teneru. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did! As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Oh right, he dropped the wallet in the puddle outside the elevator. That's right, you mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon is dripping with blood does not in fact exist. No! There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Hold it! Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please. She's trembling in at the tacked-on please at the end. And the tacked-on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. Also, it's weird for mobile since stuff's usually cheaper on mobile, but I guess we're kind of leaving that era of pricing now. Mobile gaming's getting one-to-one ports of stuff. There's literally AAA games now on Death Stranding on the App Store. Really? I didn't know that. I knew there was bigger games. I just didn't know Death Stranding was there. That's a game that, like... I'm interested enough to look into, but, like, I don't know if I'd ever play that game. Ever. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. Ah, she's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Tenero, if you could be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. Alright. Usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Grape juice stains the outer cover. True, it was I who dropped it in the juice, however, I didn't do it out of ill intentions. It seems that this passport is all that's in here. Republic of Borginia, or Borginia. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was a murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is passport number 11275091K, type P, Ackby Hicks. Sex, male, signature, blah, 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 blah. Just as I thought. He looks like one of the dudes from Death Note. Who is the detective that gets killed early on that ends up becoming like a huge part of the story? Like, no, that wasn't him. No. Oh, wait, it was Fake L from the beginning. That's kind of looks like him, right? Does he? Or no? The hair color's different, but the face looks very similar. Yeah, wow, actually, it actually kind of does, yeah. Outside of the hair, he kind of looks like Fake L. The hair color, the face is kind of the same shape. Yeah, it's interesting. Ray Penber is the one I'm thinking of. That's the detective who, like, he gets close to light, and then he dies, and then his wife is, like, involved for a while, and then she dies, and then... Yeah, a lot of death in that show, as you could probably expect from the title. Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. There is but a passport inside. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Miss Teneru's logic. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? Never finished the Death Note anime. I haven't seen it in like 15 plus years, but I did read the entire manga like 2 years ago, so you have the all-in-one book of it. Nice. I was thinking, I every few months, like clips of the Death Note anime pop up in my suggested feed on YouTube, and I end up just going down like rabbit holes of like watching like individual scenes and just reminiscing over like, oh man, I really enjoyed this when it aired on TV back in the day. I should just rewatch it or reread it, or read it actually, in general, because I've never read the manga. So even though I don't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How could I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Insert potato chip joke, yeah. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole after you were done. I don't hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you?
Hold it!
You think I was after his money? Where did you get a cockamamie idea like that from? True, you were also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face! I don't think I've ever met someone with such a terrible countenance on a flight before. Edgeworth's like, fucking hell, man. And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself, pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present a piece of testimony that contradicts her. That was completely misworded. Wait, really? Is it gonna be the prosecutor's badge?
Objection!
No, it wasn't. There's a contradiction between this piece of evidence and your testimony. I don't want to go against the word of a professional prosecutor, but I don't think there's a problem at all. I swear it is a professional flight attendant. Urgh. I was a small child discovering adult anime when that stuff first started getting put on Netflix in like 2010. I was there the first night Adult Swim aired in 2001 for September, first weekend in September of 2001, and they aired Cowboy Bebop, and that was the first adult anime I had seen. Not like, obviously, adult, but like mature anime. And that was, I was 13 at the time, in 2001. Wait, was I? No, I was 14, sorry. That's how me and No URL Police found out about Yu Yu Hakusho. I think we watched it on Adult Swim initially. You ought to steal Mr. Hicks's money. Well, there was no money in the wallet.
Objection!
Got it. It took me a rant about anime to figure it out, but I got it. I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. Isn't that the name of a character from Spirit of Justice? What is it now? Miss Tenero. I wonder if you noticed a contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? Simply put, as you saw with your own eyes. The only thing inside Mr. Hicks's wallet was his passport. Ah! If I really was after his money, then why would I steal a penniless travel wallet? But that's right, Mr. Edgeworth, you didn't know it was empty when you stole it. You would like to think that, but that's not possible. What do you mean it's not possible? There's no way the killer didn't know that the wallet was empty to begin with. Oh, and what makes you so sure? How can I show her that the killer knew the wallet was empty from the get-go? There's all that money scattered around. He's also got a carabiner around his neck.
Take that!
Take that! Again, it's really funny that his objection clip sounds completely different from his Take That and Hold It, and both of those sound completely different from Eureka, because they were all recorded at completely different times. I don't know if they used the same guy to record all three of them. Remember one of the first times you saw tits on TV was seeing the first episode of Elfin Lied on there around that time too, really. And that changed Ayla's life forever. If you would recall the crime scene, I admit that the wallet was probably not empty at the time of the murder. That's pretty evident by the bills and cards thrown about inside the elevator. Oh no! I think you've come to realize the problem with your logic. Blah, 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 blah. I would surmise that the victim's wallet fell out during their struggle, and that's when its contents emptied onto the floor of the elevator. I doubt the killer could have missed such an occurrence. Then you're saying... Yes, according to your supposition, if I were the killer, I would have been going after a wallet I knew to be empty. And since I clearly was not attempting to gather the scattered money, it renders your argument of the theft completely invalid. Forgive me, please! I don't know how they're supposed to talk when they go like that. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? Is that guy isn't the killer? Ha, don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Teneru. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Looked it up, apparently it's still the same voice actor from the trilogy. Really? Also, apparently he does the French voice, too. Oh, wow. I don't know. What is it now? I'm not going to be able to make up a fake voice to do for this. Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is giving me the runabout! I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well. See? You, the attendant. He looks Italian. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under arrest until we arrive at the airport. It's like a culturally ambiguous theme. Oh, here's the full name of the movie. License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. And it's got, like, not Bruce Willis on the front of it. It's Bruce Brillis. Here's one of the people on Capcom's marketing team, yeah. I know Janet Sue was one of the localizers, and I believe she's the voice of Franziska. She does Franziska's objection in the original games. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I am finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend at least even one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you, like you see through the P&G tuber in the corner. Insolvent! Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I should hope not. I'm momentarily bankrupt, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I am a very wealthy man in Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Did I say LeBlanc originally? It's LeBlanc. You don't pronounce the C. Pardon? When you said Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout, I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not even have a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it. Yes, I did. I saw the victim go into the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly 6 o'clock. Why was Edgeworth awake at 6 o'clock? Why were they all awake? I guess time zone differences. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says, with many ellipses afterwards. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his surname, right? When I say the man Hicks was killed at the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was the prosecutor, yes? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? Look at that steak. Medium rare, too. Good choice, my dude. Except that steak is so big that the middle of that medium rare part is probably just rare, which is like, ugh. I am not a fan of steak tartare. The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No complaint. No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say, but do you have what you say is evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain in what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing with that annoying little, small machine that whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, right? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. In that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone. A laptop or organizer I could see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero? Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I can produce the real culprit. Humph, I do not like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's Fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I could clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some of the evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc, it's an emergency. In an emergency, all decisions are made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go back and ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to erase evidence while you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see. Look at the person who did the original voices. The person who did Phoenix's voice, one of the people who left Capcom to do Mighty Number 9. And he's the one who stated the legendary thing about it's better than nothing. Oh, really? Wow. No wonder he was recast with Sam Riegel in the later games. Though everyone was recast, I guess. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I'm in your debt, Miss Teneru. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I still am a suspect in this case. Ugh! I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to use X to talk. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Why did it scroll over there? That was weird. Never knew Shu Takumi voiced Phoenix himself in Japanese. That's really cool, actually. Oh, really? I had no idea. Whoa! What is going on here? You saw the lagging there, right? Like, what? Why is this game lagging? Wait, I'm gonna use B running. Oh. March 12th, 7:26. Wait, I want to go back. Damn it. 7:26 a.m. Flight G390, first floor lounge. Hey, V2, how you doing? I'm in pain because of the injury I got on Monday. I couldn't stream all week because of it. Are you playing this on PC or Switch? Hope it's not an issue with either version. I'm playing it on Switch. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should... Whoops. You should thank the captain for granting you permission, and just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you. Your standing with me hasn't changed one iota. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you're not making progress. When we do that, he asks you to return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you could think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for, at least at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. First floor lounge. Now then, let's get started. Tenero would be a cool character to cosplay, but I don't think I'd be allowed to cosplay the other flight attendant. Publicly. Oh. Yeah. Missed me in my stream. Oh, thank you, Evie. Yeah, I'm going to a clinic tomorrow to get them looked at. Hopefully they're healing, but it's been a week and my body's very stiff because all the scabs are on joints. So I'm gonna see if they can maybe give me something to put on, like maybe antibacterial cream or something. Now then, let's get started. Well, where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's testimony. Statement, excuse me. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. If you're to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business would be to gather information to win your trust. Please tell me I could go back up to the previous floor. Fuck. Alright, wait a minute. Shit. Alright. I wanted to investigate the top floor before we went down there. I'm gonna just quickly speed through everything, don't worry. I didn't realize that walking downstairs would be like would instantly lock me into that, sorry. I'll skip over everything we read.
Objection!
So, as I mentioned at the very beginning of the stream, in like the impromptu ramble I did, I grinded Kingdom Hearts, and I am now, all my characters are level 100 in it. So, whenever I'm ready, I can go back and start doing the super bosses. As for, how I hit level 100 so quickly, let's just say that I got 16 times the grinding done at once. In Emio the Smiling Man, you're able to hold down the L button and the text scrolls by super quickly, which is kind of pointless in a game like that because you're supposed to be reading each line of text once and then not revisiting the dialogue.
Objection!
But, yeah, it'd be nice to have that option here, just to quickly scroll through the text even quicker. But also, there's no changes in facial expressions and stuff between lines. I will talk about Emio at some point because I did finish it this week while I wasn't streaming, and it is really good, but also it is a very slow burn game. But yeah, about the Kingdom Hearts thing, like, don't worry. Being level 100 does not mean that the hidden bosses are going to go down, like, super easily. They'll go down easier than they would have if I tried doing them at the level I was at, but it's still going to be a struggle if I'm not prepared when I go into these. But I will say that the Hades Cup is probably going to be, like, way easier now. Now that my level essentially doubled. I want to see what Edgeworth has to say about that giant-ass law book that he clearly put out for show on his, armrest. Is that just supposed to show where I guess that's showing where we're supposed to go. Yeah, there's like this... Okay. Yeah, the game just is having a little trouble loading. Like when there's a big scene like this that you can walk around, the game just doesn't... Like, also the frame rate's a little... Like, you could tell the background's scrolling kind of at a low frame rate. Book is clearly a guide to law from Tekken. How to be good at FGC law. In order to preserve the crime scene, I'm afraid the elevator's not in service. To get to the first floor lounge, we should take the stairs. It's a movie poster for License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. That's a Go-You Airlines-sponsored movie. It's a suspense, hard-boiled action, romantic, horror, comedy flick. How's it horror? Is that the genre listing for this thing? Yes, it's a movie that can be enjoyed by anyone because it encompasses all those genres. Can't even begin to imagine what the plot would be. But you have to admit it's piqued your curiosity, right? I heard the main strategy with this genre listing was to make people curious. Well then, consider a mission successful one. Well, consider this mission a successful one. How'd you find your meal to be, Mr. Edgeworth? Come to think of it, I forgot all about it. Must have been asleep or something. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Let me prepare you something right away. What are you apologizing for, Miss Teneru? I failed in my professional duties by letting a passenger go hungry. Please, help yourself. If you see anything to your fancy, feel free. I think I'll take my time later after I've solved this case. Thank you. Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there! If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the... Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize, I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Mr. LeBlanc seems to be rather protective of the gargantuan vase in the chair rather closely. It's a marvelous vase, though, isn't it? Dare I say so as a professional attendant. I don't think there's any real connection between a piece of art and being an attendant. But I'm not just any old attendant. I'm a professional flight attendant. As though there was such a thing as an amateur flight attendant. Hurry up and investigate. Time should not be wasted. Precious is human time, is how you say it, I believe. It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. It's not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. Ah, that's right. I was in the middle of recreating a chess game. Just an observation, but aren't there too many red knights around that lone blue pawn? Nonsense. It simply shows that the blue pawn is no match for the red knight's might. Edgeworth's a little salty. This was Mr. Hicks's seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator? Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene for now. Don't get near me, you criminal. He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But that's contrary to the facts. He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. What's a lifesaver doing here? I bought it at the in-flight shop just beyond the lounge. If something should happen, having one would save your life. I think this guy would have been better off not taking the plane to begin with. I may have a word with you. This steak, so awesome. That's great to hear. However, I would like to ask you a few questions. I was here the whole time, so I wouldn't know. Eat or speak. Please pick one. He chose eating. I think he chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you knew anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? I'm sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you. I was asking the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time. You got it, Toots? That's no way to talk to a lady. Or a blue lawyer, or a blue-clad, spiky-haired lawyer. The one guy she was translating, I wonder how, if it was different Japanese, like he actually spoke English there. Who, the scared guy or Mr. LeBlanc? Because Mr. LeBlanc speaking a fictional language. And I think at this point, this is when they stopped doing, like, real countries in the series. Because all the scared guy... Oh, maybe, I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good question, actually. Are you in need of assistance? Miss Tenera, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could please pass a message along and tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense to that. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Even if you show me that to me, I still can allow you free reign. I'm sorry, but I must admit that I still have my doubts about you. Guilty until proven innocent, I see. Oh, I can present profiles here. Oh, no, I can't. Wait, what? That was weird. Wait a minute. Is this glitch still in the game? Yes, it is! This glitch is in the original trilogy, I think. If you swap to the profile thing, you can actually present a profile when you're not supposed to. I think we have to... Because wait. Okay. I think if you present something and then immediately switch here... No. It worked! You saw it work though, right? Yeah. I'm wondering if it's letting me present the profile or if it's presenting the evidence. I'll have to get into a situation where I can present something for a unique piece of dialogue. I know there's a glitch that you could do with that in one of the games, and it like completely messes the game up. What clues to where the killer could have been? The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters. But we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Hughes, who was a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would have been thrilled if he knew how much grape juice were here at his feet. Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? Glass and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. Been a while since I've seen this big a mess. Terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. Guess shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. This toppled over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no! Look at all that grape juice staining the back! It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was. Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? Can't believe you never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. Not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. On second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. The grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys to press along with the music, as though it was someone playing it. Some people here have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. These bottles and glasses must have been broken in the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off-limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving the scent of women's perfume. One think that perfume would smell great, however this one simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out there for a second. Not the kind of thing you want to tell someone who could end your investigation at the drop of a hat. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. Clouds, they tell me nothing. What or who is this? It's a bronze statue of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. On the left is one of when he was in his 40s, and on the other side of him is him in his 80s. The men age at all over those 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. Oh, there's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Well, we must clean it up or someone might get hurt. Ah! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? Footprints.
Take that!
What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we could both agree these are a set of footprints. So you think? Yes, these belong to our killer. Well, maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that'll be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? That anyone was expecting to find a dead body on an elevator in this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse nearby. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although now I got a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. I wonder what was hanging off this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. Thought you said food prints back there. I probably did, Robo-Bunny. I probably did. Also, hey. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was all Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Captain Ugo. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This bank is a limited edition, and so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop. Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? No grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes. making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator before the turbulence. Well, you know what they say, mo money, mo problems. I was gonna try to think of something there, but I couldn't. I was like, yeah, whatever. Blunt force trauma. Murder weapon. Blammo! A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Couldn't read it behind my PNG tuber, damn it. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It appears that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it, which... I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of Oblivious would be more befitting. Crime scene. Found the crime scene with blood on it. Spilled grape juice. Oof. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints are next to the elevator. I'd say the killer's, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they're a vital clue to solving this case. Oh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together. A word of advice, nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you noticed anything about Miss Tenero. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death. Talk about rubbing in the salt. Can't forgive someone who do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. I should go over all the leads I've collected so far. One more time. Key to solving that lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence. It says, Go You Airlines. You know, I've seen it occur a lot recently, and it's been bothering me greatly. But why do some brands think it's acceptable to simply smash two words together and call it a day? There's some blood on one of the corners. Does piggy bank be the murder weapon? I suppose this is where you insert your coins. I have to say, for a piggy bank, it's rather well made. So well, in fact, that I'm not sure there's any way to take the money out. Damn it. So you dancing in September or waiting until the 21st night? Yeah, I'll wait until tomorrow night. I can't do any dancing with my leg so scabbed up. Start Smash for some reason. How come they never put Phoenix and Edgeworth meat costumes in this game? Because they had to save their costume crossovers for Among Us. But you still got it with your Garfield Mii. Oh god. I have so many funny Mii fighters in that game. I should show them off at some point. And also my PNG tuber froze. That's cool. Load that back up. Also, while I'm loading that up, I think it's time for a drink here. Okay. Oh, it's back. Good. Oh. Oh my god. I really hope they could give me something tomorrow to, like, make the pain stop a bit. I also hope they could just tell me that the, thing is working properly. Is my fridge not on? No, it wasn't. I don't have any cold drinks here, damn it. Never mind. I'm gonna have to put a pin in enjoying a beverage for now. I have to turn it off whenever I do voiceover work because the fan is too close to my computer, so it picks up on the microphone. It doesn't really, but like I reduce all noise in the room whenever I have to record. So I have to turn off the air conditioner, I have to turn off the fan, I have to turn off my mini fridge. Just to be safe. Anyway, what were we doing here? Right, dead body. There are 2 copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. For that the youth of today don't know a particle from a participle. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. Spilled grape juice in a pool at my feet. Fortunately, the delightful scent of grapes is obscured by the unpleasant smell of the crime scene. The scent in the air is the same smell as the smell of my towels after they come out of my home dryer. I would have never expected something like that by looking at you. Suppose everyone has something unpleasant about them. Oh, there's still more here, huh? Okay. Oh. There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. He looks like a very miserable man. Look, it's that thing from Mega Man Star Force that that cracks my panels all the time. Found the victim's pocket. A souvenir picture, perhaps? This game came out after Star Force 3. Star Force 3 was 2009, right? Yes, it was 2009. It was my second to last year of college it came out. Because this game came out a year later, during my last semester. This actually came out almost the same time as Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And it's kind of making me feel nostalgic for that now, too. I think it's the thing that's in the Simpsons basement. The Simpon. Bruh. These didn't go together. Victim's body was found inside the elevator. Maybe these two? Hold on. Nope. That's fully checked now. Oh, I probably have to examine the lanyard now. What's hanging off this lanyard? Something's missing from this picture. Now if I can just put my finger on it.
Eureka!
Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? Ahem, his cell phone, Mr. Tenero, excuse me. Ah, so I guess it's because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. The victim supposedly had one, but it has gone missing. Did the killer take it? That's a weird-looking cell phone. Can't really do anything. I can't check it because I don't have it. And she doesn't want to do jack shit for us. Broken glass. Spilled grape juice. I don't know if I have the information for that. It must be. I have nothing else to connect. I have nothing else to do here. His glasses are broken. Were they broken during his murder? That wasn't it either. Did I do killer broken glasses? I did killer grape juice. Oh, that wasn't good either. Okay, it was elevator. That was weird. True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. In the elevator with Hicks, broken glasses, probably. No! Oh my god, come on. I guess the footprints insinuate that he left the scene? Yeah. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess me to this very fact. That someone exited the elevator, alive. Seeing as how this victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you could see the soles are spotless. Which means... Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually only one other person inside the elevator. Spolt on the turbulence looks like footprints and something being dragged. Game is very generous with how much health it gives you back. What's going on over there? Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I am saying? The movie is late. It's the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. Play Gaster noises when he speaks. But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there's no emergency, please return to your seat. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What nonsense! You are saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is no room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. Angry. What I saw. Temporary crown still feels weird. Hate this. I have to wait 3 weeks for it to come in, but well, less. But you know, at least eating doesn't hurt as much. When I got my wisdom teeth out, that was the most painful couple weeks I'd gone through. I still get pains where the wisdom teeth were. I think they messed up something when they removed them. But I also don't want to accuse them of doing that. They didn't give me enough amoxicillin the last 2 weeks, which was very annoying. I needed that to like keep the pain, keep the swelling down. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles in my pocket watch pointed at the 6 and 12. Just got a new retainer. Oh, nice. The body was discovered 15 minutes after the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make a logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you could destroy it, then come and let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Six and 12. That would indeed be 6 o'clock, unless it was 12:30.
Hold it!
I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking. Is that correct? Oh, you noticed it is very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I wind it up by hand. Does look very well designed and quite classy. I will have to charge you if you want to touch it. That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony. Mom went to the dentist station, needs 3 crowns and a possible root canal. It'll cost him $2,000. Jesus. I mean, when I got my wisdom teeth removed, it was about, after insurance, I think it was about $1,400. Which, you know, I was expecting a lot more for that, so I'm glad it wasn't as pricey as I thought it would be. I got a lot of shit going on my phone. I'm all over the place this week. The pain from these injuries is just really fucking with me. So I have to like stop for a second occasionally and just kind of like reset here. What a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course, I saw it from the inside. And are you sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, and the only person inside that was that Mr. Hicks man. And that last outburst seemed a little bit too important to let go. The only person inside was that Hicks man.
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course, I will bet even 1 cent. A cheap ante for a cheap testimony. But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? That is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, the spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you also admit you spilled the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing is here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. And there must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? I wish I had that sound. Maybe I can pull it up here. I have to stall for my drink to be cold. Ugh. Voice sound effect. Here it is. I have to pull that up every single time. Every single time we get that. Actually, how well does that come across? Oh, the volume's not maxed out. I know certain someone who, if they're here lurking, they're not going to be happy about that noise. Can you please translate for us? Volume was fine the first time. Oh, okay. No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. Why does she look... Okay, look at the difference between, like, his sprite style and her sprite style. Like, she's got very simplistic, very thick outlines, and, like, very simplistic facial features. And then you got him, who's got, like, advanced shading, smaller outlines of his facial features, and just overall a lot more elaborate. Bear. Just a bear. It was too loud the second time. Oh, okay. Yeah, YouTube usually airs on the side of loud. Alright. I know there was no other person in here. I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just one more time. Will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one inside. No one! Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? How dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let his testimony stand as the truth.
Hold it!
Why do you insist that you are absolutely not mistaken? Just when I say I'm not wrong, I am not wrong. Mr. LeBlanc, if I may, I think beyond misconceptions and mistakes lies the truth. Funny, that suspiciously mirrors something I told her only a little while ago. Mr. LeBlanc doesn't seem to be lying. I may need to draw more information out of him before anything seeing the consistent...
Hold it!
So are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time. In money. You understand the point. Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Summary of the plot and its start time. Interesting. We're supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came aboard. So my watch is not wrong, it matched the schedule. But the movie was still late, very, very late.
Hold it!
Your pocket watch, is it all? I'd like to ask you a little more about it if that's alright.
Hold it!
The movie would The movie I wanted to see would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. This is a movie you mentioned, it's the one listed in Sky Magazine. Yes, I was so looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. Miss Tenero, was the movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Is it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No, now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did he miss a movie that was clearly hoping to see? I checked my pocket watch a great number of times, that much I know for sure. My watch is set to the destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane.
Hold it!
You're sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course, I'm a very busy man. I am immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go, and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get a cent out of me. That's alright. All it requires is this piece of testimony. All time show correspond to our departure time zone.
Objection!
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is always worth its 6 cents. I'd like you to take a look at this. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run accordance to the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? We made a short stop at the transfer point. That's right, it was in a small Asian country, the Republic of Zhangfa. But we didn't adjust our onboard clocks to that time. Going to bed now, feeling a bit sleepy? Have a good rest of your stream? Thank you so much. I'm about halfway done. Gonna go for another hour and a half. So right now, we're still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Whoa! The animation there took so long to load, you didn't see it. This game has a couple loading issues, huh? Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony, and you could bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior, at 3 a.m. My 1,000,000 cents! This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15. The question now is where's Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh! Look at that smile. I'm Cammy Meal. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story's a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. $1,000,000 smile right there. 1,000,000 smile. What? How could you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He paused and he pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. The flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhangfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that you all passengers remain on board at this time. Thank you for your cooperation. Present for our readers. Superb class juice of 10 of our lucky readers. Finest Mediterranean has to offer in our grape juice. Aromatic and fragrant. Secret is in its something. The stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off. But eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. I love her. Cammy Meal, yeah. Admittedly, I'm starting to feel like her right now. Very sleepy. And also huge tits. Yeah, and I answered his call. I could tell you Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Miss Mealy's testimony. Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, then that puts the time of murder between 5 and 16 a.m. 6:15. 16 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhangfa. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? You were the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. Then how do you explain the footprints? Is that not obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge and waited to kill him. Then he put the corpse into the elevator. That's when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. When I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the 2nd floor does not matter. What time? Because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge? Is that what you really want to believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there's something out of place in the scenario you presented. I cannot read, sorry. Whew! My drinks are not cold yet. Is there something that could tie this crime to a location other than this lounge? Cammy Meal, go use airline flight attendant, charged with taking care of first class, age 24. Zinc LeBlanc is 62, wow. Huh.
Take that!
Oops, I did not mean to hit that. I was highlighting over the cell phone, right? Oh, it actually tells you. That's good. Sorry, I'm just I don't know why, but this happens when I play Ace Attorney sometimes. I just start dozing off. Present missing cell phone. If I do not need to hear your wild desperation stories. Gasping for weeds is, I think, how you say it, yes? Ugh. I didn't mean to pull that piece out. It was a simple slip of the hand, I assure you.
Take that!
And that wasn't it either.
Take that!
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did we find its way here? Don't you find that a teeny bit suspicious? Oh, such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you're innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? If I may. What is it? You see... Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.? Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence. Yes, I was. Come to think of it. Miss Tenero, when I found the body. How do you know, sir? I work here, yeah. I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and the in-flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there when I left. The piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I've already asked him permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're alright. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you hadn't had permission to search all over, and yet you don't. And yet, you're here. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? Captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I'll be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Oh, I am really mad. You'd better hurry and bring to me some evidence. If you could just wait a little longer while I look into the shop. Don't number the birds before they're born. Don't number the what? I have no idea what he's even trying to say anymore. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, perhaps. All I ask is your patience and cooperation. Miss Mealy, how about investigating the in-flight shop? You're of no use to me asleep. Wake up! Huh? What's up? I need you to come with me so I can search the shop. Go ahead without me. I'll catch up with you later. How has this woman not been fired yet? Mr. Edgeworth, that's the attendance room. Ah, please excuse me. It was a simple mistake. You made a mistake, didn't you? Why don't you just come out and say it? That's exactly what I just said. I made a small mistake. Don't nod off while I'm talking. Aren't we going to the in-flight shop? Of course. I fully intend to. Okay, well the shop is over there. Don't forget now. A piano. It's been a while since I played one of these. Might not be a bad idea to brush up a bit after all this time. Of course, that's contingent on the outcome of this case. Time to get investigating. Oh, all the stuff's new again. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky. These scans, now's not the time for me to stand here making up soliloquies. Should be hurrying to the shop and investigating. 2 copies of Sky Magazine. Special this month is an English trivia quiz. Of course, I've never uttered a single grammatical incorrect sentence in my life. Why are you looking at me for? Hurry and go do your investigating. If you have piano in every case, you can level up your piano skill like in Final Fantasy V. Oh. I do not believe in this making haste slowly saying you have in English. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Huh? Did you say something? I said there's glass here, so to be careful. But why? Obviously, common sense does not register, even as a blip on this girl's radar. That gag in that game is so good, I'm surprised anything hasn't been done in 14 to reference it or something. Maybe it has, you just don't remember. Never played FF5. I have it, but never played it. something written on the pedestal. Here lies Ugo Hughes. I don't think that's what they meant to write. Pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. Odd, compared to the one on the left, this statue appears to be slouching a little. Must be the altitude. Yes, that's it. Grass and candles thrown into a disarray by the turbulence. Seeing this reminds me of the ferocity of that last patch. And of... No, I can't do this anymore. I've overcome that already. I won't let past traumas control me for the rest of my life. Blah, 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 blah. A toppled over chair. Something written on the back. In honor of Rocker Pal's Day. Had the distinct impression that this chair has nothing to do with this case. Considering which way these prints are pointed, it's likely the killer went into the gift shop. Really should make my way over there now. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. Flight G390, first floor, in-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. Quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I like how she's looking directly at the screen there. This is a funny scene. This is as good as that pose from the last part that I made the thumbnail. She looks like she's about ready to go like ba-dum-bum, like I do when I tell a stupid joke. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain calm, cool, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the scene of the crime. Very good chance the killer had paid this place a visit. In-flight shop. Where do I start here? Well, I start by first saving, and then, seeing if my drinks are cold enough, because I need something to drink here. I'm drying up. Just like these fucking scabs are drying up on my body, leaving me a stiff husk. Not even close to being cold enough yet, damn it. Might just have to skip it tonight. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. You're kind of stepping on a few of them, you know, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, excuse me. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try, then buy. No way, but either way, it doesn't really matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at the Captain Ugo heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It's certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitching ever again, okay? And I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It was pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss Tenero designed this. Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Only thing she's selling is cleavage, yeah. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I like that line, it's a good one. Really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah! You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meal. Letting a suitcase freely rode around has got to be a safety violation. Here, I'll put it back. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when nothing's going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that the shop is one shopper away from being sued. Suitcase is designed by Miss Tenero. It's one sharp design. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Meal was holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one, too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? There are all kinds of luxury name-brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream, "Buy me!" to any passers-by. The passers... There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about buying something for me, then? As a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? Tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. Oh, I can't actually get closer. Okay. One's supposed to go in the plush, but the one's not supposed to go in the bank. Maybe the cat goes on the bank. Oh yeah. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get it? Culprit must have shattered the display glass to take it. Okay. Really? Don't tell me you don't know where things go where in the Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Is this the same man as the one portrayed in the statues around the elevator? Yeah, it's a paperweight of the founder of GoU Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And the top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like hit the bullseye. Looks like hit the bullseye. Goyu Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of Goyu Airlines, the future of Goyu Airlines, the 7 wonders of Goyu. Fight on, Goyu Airlines. Working name, Yugo Airlines. You. These titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Okay, so already searched all that. That's good. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Miss Meal, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so she's got all the keys for all the display cases. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. You want me to go get the key from her? No, that's alright. Glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank? It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Oh wait, no, that wasn't Edgeworth that said that. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards, plus the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass again and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts! Please tell me when you could deal with such a minor cut on your own. Almost leaned on my keyboard there. Okay, I gotta deduce. I gotta deduce something. But what? I'm adjusting myself very slightly here. Here we go. No. I don't know. Kind of stumped here. Again, I'm also get pretty tired. I would imagine it's present in the empty spot. Maybe it is the bank. No harm in trying.
Eureka!
There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get the Captain Ugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess glass would be like that. Or I guess it'd be like that. However, that's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope. No, there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass on the floor. Ugh. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at that time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took out the Captain Ugo bank from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Meal, and listen to what I'm saying. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, a very, very real possibility. Whoops. But then if when the killer went to take Captain Ugo, they broke the glass by... Then what if the killer went to take Captain Ugo, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. I'm giving such an awful performance here. I'm so sorry. I might have to cut the stream early just because I'm yawning too much. Miss Rhoda Teneru, huh? More deducing or no? No more deducing. Now it's just search for evidence. Or not. I keep hitting the wrong button at the wrong time. I'm like I have to pull up the menu to hit L, right? I'm like, no, what am I doing? Shook so much it made a huge mess of the shop. Probably the suitcase rolling around at the speed of sound. And talk to Neil here. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. So what do you think what has happened? What do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess you're the thinker. You're the... I don't know. I guess you're... Good lord, this is what not streaming for 4 days does to a man. Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me who got you the permission to look around just now. Look around, you know? So don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what would really show your thanks? See that item for sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. I cut my fingers on those bad pieces of glass. Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful. Same to you. You're the one walking all over broken shards. Sure you're okay? I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush. Like this. That's nice. Please be careful around the display case, okay? Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of this case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have end up inside. Why did Edgeworth do that? Because he has to prove how much of a Sigma male he is. Then I guess even you can tidy up the case, right? Perish the thought. Oh, I'd like to have this piece of jewelry. Can I have it? No, you may not. This is a prosecutor's badge. Pooey, then why'd you show it to me? I want to prove that I'm really a prosecutor. And that's not possible for a prosecutor like me to commit such a crime as... I see I'm just wasting my time with Cousin Hare. Cousin Hare over here? Wait, what? Cousin Hare, okay. A weird name. I want to see if that glitch does anything here. So what's that? Are you going to give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something. Addams Family reference. Oh, okay. Again, I'm falling asleep at the wheel here. Miss Rhoda said this piggy bank was in the shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious? I don't think I could say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. Are you sure about that? Damn it, wasn't fast enough. Okay, yeah, it just presents the same evidence. It's just a graphical glitch when you're switching menus. Okay, locking in here. Suitcase, turbulence. Ba-bam! Synapses fired. Toilet shitted. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What's the yelling us all of a sudden? Tell me, Miss Meal, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure, they totally ooze strange. Like the color and such. This makes me think of the scab on my leg, which is oozing cerebrous fluid. Very slowly, but it is. It's gross. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Ahem, these suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after the creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Mule. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind. I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting the suitcases myself. Why the music start for like a split second and then stop again? Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I know Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard you just said that. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that's not quite right. So unusual. What's so unusual about this suitcase? What is unusual about it, actually? I have no clue. Oh, one of them does have rubber stoppers. Yeah.
Take that!
Something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would send it flying. And so it's very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? This was apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that's the best way to put it. It's off the front, right? Yeah. Huh. Nothing here. Nothing here. Check that. Nothing here. A $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. Far in as I can zoom. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood! Ah, it's blood! It appears that this suitcase is strongly tied to our murder after all. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? But aren't you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is...
Take that!
something that would fit inside a suitcase that's also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Body was used to transport the body, designed by Rhoda Tenero. But, in light of this, I'd like to say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing, it's just that... I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. The captain feels that he's allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become uncontaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist to be followed. If I must stop, then I insist I'll be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We could camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime was not in I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meal reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. It's too early. Let's keep going. I know I'm tired, but anyway, we've landed. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time. Please insert disc 2. Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Meal, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. So I'm left wondering, just what did she what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed, and wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you headed up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. We should go back to splitting games between discs and having that screen. I want that inconvenience. Didn't Final Fantasy VII Rebirth have that on PS5? You have to switch discs? What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait, it's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. It's just an install disc. You install the game data with one, then play the whole game with the other. That's kind of lame. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. He waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Franziska, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Huh. I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all that I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir! Too slow. Ow! Listen up, I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me. Miles Edgeworth, if you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this. I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franziska is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you. Try to get some information out of Detective Gumshoe first. Franziska's theme being the same as Edgeworth's theme, but just an octave higher is even weirder in the game where they remix his theme into other stuff, yeah. Though the actual song part, like the main melody, I think is the same pitch. Completely. I think it's just the intro part that's different, depending on who the character is. What a view of the planes preparing for takeoff. Besides the turbulence, they're really not all that bad as a mode of transportation. Can't believe there's no one manning the counter when a murder just occurred. Flight to London? Cancelled. Get the fuck out. No dirty Americans / Japanese allowed. Depending on which region you're playing the game in. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. What should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made up to look like different countries' flags. Wonder if they're aiming to take Lunchland to the international market. Lunchland is what the what's her name? The food salesperson in Rise from the Ashes ran. What was her name? I can't remember. Angel Star. That was it. Angel Star with 2 R's at the end. These Edgeworth games actually make quite a few callbacks specifically to Rise from the Ashes, which is the first time the game, well, actually, no, not the first time a game has done that. Apollo Justice did it. But it's interesting to see these references back, because Ace Attorney 2 and 3, you know, were originally made before that case was made, so they just completely ignore that case in the canon. But then once you get to Apollo Justice in the Edgeworth games, suddenly aspects of that case get referenced. In fact, a lot of aspects of that case get referenced. Because it was the last thing written before Apollo Justice was written. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. Must have been pretty scared, as repeating the same thing over and over to himself. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Nom 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 nom. In Soviet Russia, World Flags lunchboxes eat Jew. Found it, lol. Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000, lols. For my next Elite movie, it's gonna be the Steel Samurai, Warrior of Neo Tokyo, versus World Samurai, Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock, there's so many boxers. So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. I'm surprised this guy's out and about. I thought that he was an accomplice to the crime in case 1-3, but I guess not. I guess they didn't see it that way. So he's still working on the Steel Samurai franchise. What if they updated this guy to use modern internet slang? I mean, in the context of Ace Attorney, it's only been 2 years since we've last seen him. It's 2009 in the first, or it's 19, and the first game takes place in 2016. So it's been 3 years. So it's not too far. It's not too far-fetched to think that that's just how he talks. Like, he picked up on that specific era of internet slang, and he just never moved on from it. Anyway, time to interview our favorite gorilla here. Initial investigation. So how's the initial investigation going? We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office, and we're taking statements now, sir. That sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case. Wonder what the time difference between the DS ports and AJ actually is. Well, in America, Apollo also looked up the time difference. It was 1.5 years. Yeah, it was like a long time between Ace Attorney 1 and Ace Attorney 2. 2, 3, and Apollo Justice all came out within like a very short time frame in America, because it was like they were just localizing it very quickly, as opposed to the Japanese versions where they just completely ported the Japanese script over. So it's not like it really took a long time to release those at all. If I'm not mistaken, Apollo Justice, I think, came out in Japan before the DS version of Trials and Tribulations, but I might be mistaken there. They were really focused on bringing the series to America at that point. 2 and 3 came out the exact same year in North America. Yep. 2 was beginning of 2008, 2007, I think. And 3 was end of 2007. And then Apollo Justice came out here in 2008. think this is cold enough to drink now, so I'm gonna enjoy a green tea. Barely. But you know what? It says right on the bottle of this Arizona, somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Great Hot. There's like a little symbol on this bottle of green tea that just says Great Hot. So, I guess room temperature's okay. I should fill this thing back up. It's almost empty, actually. It is refreshing, I'll say that. I'd say she was a little too quick, sir. You know, it was a PC port in 2005. Wait, of what? Ace Attorney 1? Oh, how so? Came out just after the DS version, but it's based on the GBA version. Okay. I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everyone. Oh, the first 3, okay. So it was kind of like a proto-trilogy back in the day. Like Dr. Pepper, Great Hot somehow. Oh yeah, that old commercial. There was, people were like, I don't know. The thing is, like, the thing with Dr. Pepper, specifically, Robo Bunny, that people use that in cooking. People, like, boil Dr. Pepper to make cakes. Because, like, the syrup in it is, like, really good for baking, apparently. I did that in high school. I made, at one time in home ec class, I made a Dr. Pepper cake. Doesn't actually taste like Dr. Pepper, it's just used as an ingredient to make the cake. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. It has a tone of brown sugar, and you can make barbecue sauce with it. Yep. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Japamerica. Digitally, they're all probably on archive.org at least, yeah. Miss Von Karma just kind of popped in at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details. It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's all about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation, starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. You were referencing the Hot Dr. Pepper video. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. The one from like the 70s or the 60s. Older than that, actually. Was it black and white? I can't remember. I want to ride a plane someday and go overseas. Have you never been to another country before, Detective? Nope, not yet, sir. Don't even have a passport. But I've been saving up for that eventual someday. A penny a day, to be precise. At that rate, he won't be making any trips until well after his retirement. Mr. Edgeworth, we gotta get him some water! I like how this is the same dialogue, but like with one line interjected from Gumshoe here. Phew, good thing it was a false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Completely ignoring me as usual. This man was in first class, he was quite shaken up. I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's not my most prized possession. How could you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. If you really want that one that badly, Detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one? Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Alright, I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss, I'll take a Star-Spangled Banner lunchbox, please. Hope he's aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. Relax, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm here. I'll make sure nothing else happens. You're precisely why I can't relax. Okay. Let's get one if you order something different in Japanese. Maybe. March 12th, 1:37 p.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. So you must be the captain. Why is Cammy always staring directly at the screen? I love that. Head empty, no thoughts, head empty. There's a part of her that's full, but it's not her head. One of the captains even going to show up or if he'd always be off screen. I forgot he showed up. He's pretty cool looking. Look how slick this dude is. Why, yes, I am. And who might you be? I'm the prodigy prosecutor, Franziska von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. Wouldn't bet money on our dear Captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the Captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. Highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip. Don't you ignore me, Miles Edgeworth. Ah! It's funny because that's actually Cammy's theme. That's not the what's his name? Captain's theme. 1:40 p.m. Download the old PC ports, but they're saying the disk image is corrupted. Don't know what to do. That sounds like something you'd have to play like Mega Man Battle Network to fix. You have to send your NetNavi in and fix the disk image. It's probably like a Metor, like digging on it with like a pickaxe or some shit. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know anything about fixing technology. I wish I could fix my body and get rid of these scabs. That'd be nice. Now see here. Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you. Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you. Tell this man to stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't even have 1 second to wasteful time to spend. Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh no, never mind. Been so long since I dealt with disk image like this, where it's a separate image in Q files instead of an ISO. Yeah. Oh, that with Q files because PS1 games and emulator handles those for you. Yep. The PSP has a native PlayStation 1 emulator built into it, and if you have the PS1 Q, you can actually convert it with a tool to a PS1 ISO, and then run that directly from the PSP with no problem whatsoever. That's how I played Tail Concerto for the first time. Looks like we can't go beyond here, sir. Plus, the body's been sent off to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy. Hey, the statue! What about it, detective? Did you notice something? I saw this guy in my dream last night. The resemblance is uncanny, sir. You saw him in your dreams? Well, yeah, I saw him, and then I arrested him. Wanted to show you just how vital I am in our partnership. He has, like, the cutest sprites. I swear to God. And I know Karma would agree with me if he was here right now. Actually, just to be safe, I'm going to check the users in chat. No, he's not here. Okay. Surprise! This seems unlike him. Oh! You're referencing... Okay. What is this? Hot Dr. Pepper. Okay, I'm going to watch this real quick. Hot Dr. Pepper. I remember the Hot Dr. Pepper commercial.
Dr. Pepper, the famous 23-flavor soda, has lots of
spin-off
spin-off
rest my
products,
voice here.
such as Diet Dr. Pepper. That's not the topic here today, though. No, we're not talking about Diet Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce. But what we are talking about is Hot Dr. Pepper. That's right. Hot Dr. Pepper was originally introduced in the 1960s as a winter beverage.
Yeah.
Here's some advertisements from the 1960s showing about Hot Dr. Pepper. However,
how good that would be, dropping a lemon in it, too.
You think this is a joke? Just go to the Facts and Questions article on the Dr. Pepper website. Anyway, I'm going to teach you how to make it. All you need is a Dr. Pepper, a can or a bottle will be fine. And just proceed to open it.
How old is the kid that's
Don't
made this
blow it
video?
up
Like
I am,
12?
'cause, bad Dr. Pepper right there.
Yeah, don't shake it,
Anyway,
kid.
you want to
Dr. Pepper's the only bottle beverage I know that has a warning
anything?
about its like carbonation, because it just always spews out.
All right, and as soon as we did that, we're gonna take a lemon and a knife and make a small slice, and then put it into the glass that you're gonna pour the hot Dr. Pepper in.
Smart. Put the lemon
When
in
the
first.
Dr. Pepper starts sizzling or steaming up, that's it. Just take it off and pour it in your glass. And if you're using a glass made of glass like I am, put it very slowly. Like wait 5 seconds between.
Yeah, you don't want to grab that.
Each spill, so it doesn't melt. Because
there's a reason hot drinks are generally served in
yeah.
paper cups.
Also, if you try this at home and your lemon makes a popping bubble, comment or like, because thumbs up for that. Just some more footage of the popping lemon.
I like how this person's icon is the hot Dr. Pepper,
This is hot
too.
Dr. Pepper. It tastes just like Dr. Pepper, only it's hot, kind of like tea, brings out the cherry flavor. A little carbonation, and I'll see you next time. Later.
You know what? I hate to say this, but if I go somewhere that has Dr. Pepper, I might have to pick one up and try doing that, just for the shits and giggles. I'm also very tempted to click on Viva Nabida over here, but that would probably get my stream, like, Uber claimed. Here's the hot Dr. Pepper commercial that I was referring to the actual, like, original commercial. Is this it? Cold and hot, yeah. Gonna have to put these links in the video description.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark. You know, when the weather is sunny and hot, you and I really go for a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper. The soft drink that goes so well with hot weather.
Clark Dick.
Deliciously different. When the weather's hot, Dr. Pepper tastes great cold. And when the weather's cold, that's when Dr. Pepper tastes so great hot. Hi, Max. Good friends, a roaring fire. The perfect time for hot Dr. Pepper. Delicious and so easy to prepare. Just heat Dr. Pepper in a saucepan till it steams, then pour over a thin slice of lemon. That's a hot idea. Yes, Dr. Pepper is delicious cold or hot. Try hot Dr. Pepper. It's a great winter treat. Right, Max?
I drink it.
Idea.
I drink it every year when I host New Year's Rockin' Eve. Didn't stop him from having a stroke, though. Very sad. So, confirmed. Dr. Pepper, not a stroke preventer. This was a bit of a copy pasta, really. Okay. Silly guy. Well, now I have to make sure I go back and add all these videos I played onto the credits of the stream. So yeah, Emio the Smiling Man. Again, I will talk about this in more detail at another point. But yeah, I finished that this week, and it is very good. Very slow burn. Like, don't go in expecting Ace Attorney level excitement from it, but it is a very, very good story. I want to show you just how vital I am in our partnership. Being useful in your sleep is of no help to me in the real world, detective. Got a piano on this plane. Hey, do you think I could try it out, sir? I feel a lot more awake now. I think if you would know better than to randomly touch things at a crime scene, detective. Besides, I didn't know you knew how to play. Of course I do. I'm practically proficient. Interesting. Things you learn about people on a daily basis. I can get Do and Ray to come out just right, sir. 2 notes does not a proficient pianist make, detective. Oh man, there's a really pretty lady in that plane over there. Ah, she's looking over here. Quick, sir, wave at her with me, please. I refuse to be your wingman on this. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the rack. This month's special. Oh, it looks like an English trivia quiz. Oh, this month's special. Oh, it looks like an English trivia quiz. Oh, I've got one. What starts with I and means boldly rude and disrespectful? The answer is most definitely insolent. Time's up. Sorry, sir, but the correct answer is insolvent. The Detective Gumshoe, don't tell me your English ability is at the same level as him. Got the port working. Oh gosh, it actually runs on GBA resolution. No attempt to change anything at all. Wow. You should capture it. You should show that on stream. You pasted that in there instead of on the, instead of in our chat. Oh, Ayla, you silly goose. You should stream it. That was the CD key. Oh. Oh my god. I didn't even notice. I thought that was just a picture of my stream on screen there for a second. Yeah, look at that. That little window in the middle is the GBA resolution on a 1440p screen. Also Edgeworth border when it's the second game. Wait, what? Oh, I see. I thought you were talking about my game. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about the border around the screenshot. I mean, technically Edgeworth shows up in that game. Sir, you can't go in there. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through. I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission. But I'm on the case. Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions to not let you through from Miss Von Karma. Oh, why would you do this to me, Franziska? She hates you. There are 1.5 and 2 times skill options at least, but that's not much better. The man in the seat was constantly drinking something. You know, right before my payday, I do nothing but drink the soup from my instant noodles. That much sodium can't be healthy. You might want to go in for a checkup. Oh, did you really think I was serious, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sorry, sir. I'll never make a joke like that again. Edgeworth is just completely humbled by that. What's this? What is it, detective? Did you find an important piece of evidence? A giant parfait on top of bread and steak? Paint me jealous, sir. It's a feast. Maybe I should just let him have the giant parfait so we can move on. I mean, the customer's not... The guy's gone. I want to know what's up with that game system down there. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I think you have too many red knights on this board. It's just your imagination. And it looks like that blue pawn is being completely surrounded by the red knights. He's pulling down his pants for them. Now you're seeing things. Sir, I don't think you're supposed to have lots of the same piece like in checkers. I know that, detective. What do you take me for? This was my seat. Wow, you read law books even when you're flying, sir? Were you expecting anything less? Now come along, we must hurry to the crime scene. Hold on a second. There's a different book stuck in here. The Steel Samurai's Detective Gumshoe, am I going to have to charge you with invasion of privacy? Oh, so that's why he has the giant law book. A prosecutor's true passions awarded. I want to see what that was. I think that's to investigate those two spots specifically. Oh. Getting back to the title in this is kind of annoying. What? Oh, I could still access the menu even though the game was quitting out. That was weird. This collection's a little janky. Completing episode 1. For examining Edgeworth's seat while investigating with Gumshoe in Ace Attorney Investigations episode 2. Okay. Looks like, yeah, it looks like there's nothing else to do in this chapter. Like each chapter has like one specific gimmick that you can examine for a reward. I like how Edgeworth just does that to like be petty. He takes a chessboard out with red and blue pieces, puts a bunch of red knights, which doesn't make any sense. How does the set have more than 2 of the same knight? And surrounds a single blue pawn to make it feel like he's lording one over that man, which never gets mentioned by name here. That's a really big floaty. This is a bit too early in the year for swimming. Detective, that's not for swimming, it's a lifesaver. So you can't swim with one of these? No, I mean, I suppose you could, but that's not what they're intended for. Well, then it's the same as a floaty. You shouldn't go around confusing people, sir. Why do I feel like I just kicked a puppy? The man in this seat was the one who just saw out in the airport lobby hyperventilating. If he's so scared to fly, then why take an airplane to begin with? Yeah, if he's that scared, he should have caught a ferry or a cruise ship or something. By the way, were you okay with all the turbulence, Mr. Edgeworth? Ah, yes, it was nothing I couldn't handle. Should have figured, right? As if you get on a plane. As if you get on a plane if you were scared of them. Indeed. This was the victim's seat. His jacket's just lying there, and his spilled leftover coffee's still here, too. I don't suppose anyone ever expects to die. Or, I don't expect anyone ever expects to die. A mountain's worth of empty bottles are lined up here. And look, all of them have a letter inside, sir. Let's see. I'll order anything as many times as it takes just to see your lovely face. My beloved Miss Tenero, is what they all say, sir. Please put them in the back of the bottles, Detective. Yeah, can't destroy the beautiful love here by ruining the letters by accident. I thought they comment on the grape juice, but I guess not. Oh, that just leads outside, okay. Clicking on the logos on the bottom opens Internet Explorer. Forgot that was even still technically possible on Windows nowadays for compatibility. Yeah. Mr. Edgeworth, what is a super expensive looking feast of Jurassic proportions? It's just the food they serve in first class. It's like they're talking about me because I'm overlaid on top of the tray. They're talking about eating me. There's a lot of me to eat, let's be honest. Wow, I'm so jealous, sir. I want to ride in first class sometime. Right, when pigs fly and I own my own private jet. Edgeworth, you wouldn't let Gumshoe ride first class in your own jet. Be honest. There's nothing supernatural about earthquakes and elevators. Although, is it just me or do elevators have a long-standing hatred for me? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, this urn's got a seatbelt strapped tightly around it. It must be of great value to Mr. LeBlanc, then. Yeah, I guess if you don't want to churn your urn, then it's always best to buckle up. Obviously, but why did that have did that have anything to do with the case, Detective? He made puppy dog eyes, maybe. If he made puppy dog eyes, he'd put him in the cargo hold where they put the rest of the pets when you fly. Nobody gets my jokes. Franziska, I'd like to ask you about the investigation. Miles Edgeworth, can't you see I'm in the middle of taking his statement? This man is only captain in title. I'm going to teach him to do his job properly. Ow! Okay. From now on, I'll keep my focus and take my responsibilities seriously. He's really trembling there. It makes him take his job seriously. It's not such a bad thing, is it? Why are you looking at me like that, sir? I'm going to put you in a gimp costume and whip you repeatedly. That's what he's like. It's like up in his ear saying that. I'm going to make you my bitch, Gumshoe. If only Karma was here, he'd get so turned on by what I'm saying. You know he would. What did I ever do to deserve this? More than this job, all I truly love is my sweet Cammy. Might I suggest you not say that at this moment in front of Franziska? I may have a word with you, Miss Meal. No, you may not have a word with me. I don't want to talk to any other man other than the captain right now. Me too, Cammy. I'll never talk to another woman. Ah! Car will be activated like a gassed-up machine. Yeah, that's especially true in his case. This definitely looks like a job for Franziska. Oh, movie poster. So what's it for, sir? You know what, though? He sometimes watches my YouTube VODs, so if he sees this uploaded next week and he watches it, because he didn't see the stream, he'll hear us talking about him and get flustered. License to love, laugh, maim, and murder, apparently, though I don't know what it's all about. Oh, that movie's the in-flight special. Can't recommend it enough. Ah, when you talk like that, you sound just like Miss Rhoda, and you know how I hate that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to come out like that, Cammy. Clearly the only remedy for this whipped man is a solid crack of Francisco's whip. You impudent man, if you value your life, you'll close that mouth of yours immediately. Wow, Miss Von Karma is more hard-boiled than the movie. Surprise, Edgeworth, or surprise, Gumshoe didn't get whipped for saying that. Yes, sir? Anything of interest, Detective? Well, I could say that I don't quite know everything about the situation yet. So I was just telling myself that I should go ask someone about the stuff I don't know. I mean, just because I don't know it doesn't mean someone else might not know it, right? Must be my imagination, but for a second I think I actually understood his logic. Mr. Edgeworth, I think something just fell out of your pocket. What are you? So did something fall out or not? I didn't get a good look, sir. Doesn't concern you, so don't worry about it. My prosecutor's badge of all things. Gumshoe must have never known that I dropped it. That's a weird interaction for that, specifically. Karma's a cute bean, like getting into chats with him. Yeah, no, I talk to him all the time now. I used to only talk to him occasionally, but like nowadays, I'll send him messages like as soon as I wake up because I know he's around. Speaking of, I actually saw something really good that I shared with him that I'm going to share with you after I'm done streaming in like 20 minutes. Active Gumshoe, this is... Oh, is that for me? Oh, you shouldn't have, sir. But I'll gladly take anything you want to give to me. Hands off, Detective. This item is related to the case. Oh, so, what about it did you want to ask me about? Forget I asked, Detective. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and present everything possible. Did you finish taking a statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. LeBlanc's cargo. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I set all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. Kinda looks like that other piece of cloth. Daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma, prosecutor. Came here on assignment. Wow, she's only 19. For there to be this much blood on this piece of cloth. It's like when Michael Macaw fell and scraped his knee the other day. Was the victim wrapped in it at some point? There's something very familiar about this fabric pattern. What am I doing? Stop. No, that's not present. There we go. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? Oh, it is Borginian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course, this fabric is so famous. Orders come from all over the seas for more. World-famous export of Borginia. Its beautiful pattern has been soiled by blood. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No, my cargo this time is much, many gigantic. You, Detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. Stubbornness of you police, it is no good. It is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room, too. That attendant? What if he's talking about Miss Tenero? What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendant's room for her interview, and they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tenero's interview the only one that's taking so much time? Strutting and serving like she owns the place. Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Oh man, like they're back in court. Franziska's logic. Oh, this is remastered. The second version of the cross-examination theme. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling from an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Franziska. You have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. Usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic fast.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit? I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish this whole thing within 3 minutes. Hey, you say that like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles! Ow! I won't allow even 3 seconds of useless testimony to be uttered in my presence. I see she hasn't changed a bit, and I won't allow her to send me to prison so easily.
Hold it!
So tell me, Franziska, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more? Are you saying that there is more I need to know? Ah, well, why did you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Franziska doesn't have all the facts of the case yet.
Hold it!
What do you mean by scene? Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 a.m. And then from the time after that call until the body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. While it's true that I was in the lounge the whole time, that fact alone does not make me the criminal.
Objection!
We'll see about at the conclusion of this investigation. However, there is one thing even you must admit at this time. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I can agree that I am the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. Miss Von Karma's gotta believe you too, that too, right? I mean, you two are like siblings. Ow! Quiet, Scruffy. Even if we're not related by blood, that's no guarantee that he's not a criminal. I mean, look at our dad. He was a pretty big criminal. Franziska. I demand to see some proof that you're not the guilty party. A likely suspect, huh? What a roundabout euphemism. But it would appear that she doesn't yet know about the new evidence that we acquired and where we acquired it. Wonder what the quality of YouTube's uploads of the GBA OSTs are, because I actually just found the raw OGG files, every piece of audio in the old PC port, while trying to extract the EXE. Oh, interesting. I bet those sound a lot less scratchy than the GBA's mini GSFs. Which I do have, I have those. Remix is pretty good. It's subtle. Just looking for the Ace Attorney ones. Sorry to put another aside here, but like... That's what the GBA mini GSFs sound like when you play them directly from a compatible player. They don't have any of the fuzz in the background, but they're still pretty low quality. Anyway, just wanted an excuse to finish my bottle of green tea. Fun fact, I have a plugin that lets this play forever. Like, it actually recognizes where the loop point is, and will keep playing it forever until I stop it manually. I'll take care of the gaps in our logic one hole at a time.
Objection!
Oh, that was wrong. This piece of evidence perfectly exposes the flaw in your logic. Oh, well then why don't you go ahead and show me just how it does that, huh? Go on. Oh, I bet it's this part, right? This conflicts with something, right, sir? You have no idea what you're talking about, do you? Detective Gumshoe, don't speak up when you don't know what you're talking about. Ouch, I was just trying to follow your lead, sir. That you would allow a subordinate to take over. You're a disgrace. Ugh. Guess that wasn't it.
Objection!
That wasn't it either. I know it's wrong, but, like, I don't know where to present it.
Hold it!
Person launched the entire time was you. I mean, that's not true either. City crime was here in the very lounge the body was discovered. And we know that's not true.
Objection!
There we go, it was the suitcase on that one. It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. Oh, nice, we're getting the cornered remix as well, nice. To hear this before wrapping up. The killer used a suitcase to move the victim's body. Meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth. All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase a good place to hide the it could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. Of course, there's gotta be an electric guitar in this. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. Should know better than that. Avant Karma is perfect in every way. Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there's proof of that. Where's the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Ah, wow, I didn't even notice that. There's I think that's grape juice on there. What's this? This wheel's completely covered in something. This its color and scent, it appears the substance in question is grape juice. Why would there be juice on the wheel of a suitcase?
Take that!
All it takes is one look at this and you'll have your answer. Indeed, I have my answer now. That you're an ignorant whippersnapper. What the? Oh, and you're just an unforgiving whipsnapper. The suitcase ended up in the in-flight shop, but where did it come from? The answer should be clear if I just think about the path the killer took. Where's the proof that the suitcase was moved around? Oh, here, from the tracks.
Take that!
Spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where's the evidence that proves this killer dragged the suitcase through here?
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there's also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. Franziska's Logic Part 2. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. Haha. On the way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you'd taken it from, and pretend to be the discoverer of the body. Well, if he'd put it back where he'd taken it from, why would he not remove the bloody Borginian cloth?
Objection!
Which is not the right answer. It seems your logic is not as perfect as you think it is. And what is that supposed to mean? This piece of evidence should show you exactly what I mean. Oh yes, it clearly shows what you're thinking. That you're attempting to buy yourself time. I knew I shouldn't have tried to pull a fast one.
Hold it!
If I really were a criminal, do you really think I'd be so easily caught?
Objection!
You're certainly in the middle of being caught right now. Ugh. I have to find a contradiction fast or I won't have much of my own hide left to save. I have to say, you're looking rather caught right now. And I'll tell you exactly what you did after that. You loitered around in the lounge. The logic is reasonably sound, and the large majority of it reflects the truth. But there is one point about it that's not quite right.
Hold it!
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of the display case? As I recall, the case was locked. That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this. Yo! You shattered my heart of glass! So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop in the Captain Ugo Bank, does she? That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon.
Hold it!
I thought there wasn't any of the victim's blood found in the lounge. I thought you'd say that. What, did you think I wouldn't have noticed? I think you just found a way to cleverly hide the blood splatter in the lounge. Blood spatter, not splatter. By accidentally spilling grape juice on top of it. Ugh, are you accusing me of tampering with the crime scene now? We'll see, won't we? The forensic scientists are hard at work on it as we speak. And what do you propose I did after that?
Hold it!
So I put the victim's body in the suitcase, and then, where was I headed, Franziska? That's pretty obvious. You were bringing it to first class where you could safely keep an eye on it. We're talking about this thing, you know. I'd hardly call it discreet or ordinary. Annoying brat. Well then, you were intending to leave it inside the elevator. But unfortunately for you, a wrench was thrown into your plans because...
Hold it!
You've experienced turbulence on a flight before. Of course, many times. You get used to it after a while. The patch we hit was especially rough, and I passed out briefly, but only for a second. I think it was only for a sec, sir. It'd be bad if you had really blanked out. Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, blanking out is exactly what got me into this mess in the first place. That's enough of your idle chatter. I'm not through with you yet, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it!
Oops, I read this one already.
Objection!
I keep forgetting it progresses by 1.
Hold it!
I didn't pretend to be anything. I really was the first to discover the victim's body. I suppose that's true. So then, you are yielding to my statements? Don't be foolish, I still insist you're the killer, but... in that sense, you really were the first to discover the body to be dead. No matter what I say, she seems dead set on making me out to be the killer. Once again, I don't know. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Put the suitcase back where you're taking it from. That makes no sense. Why'd I have... What's not adding up here?
Hold it!
Objection!
Heard yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And that's impossible. It was behind glass.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. Hey, One Bird, thank you for the raid! Let me give you a shout out. What are you playing? I'm actually just about to stop, but I'm gonna read a couple more lines here. What if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake? This Captain Ugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when this bank was taken from the shop is important. This isn't one of the remix songs, right? No, this is the original. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Blech. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. Just want to stop by. It's so late for you. Hope your night goes well. Thank you. I'm gonna probably stop too in a couple minutes. I'm pretty tired and I'm not feeling super great. But thank you for coming by and thank you for raiding. I appreciate it. After exiting the elevator, I like the high quality one transparent image. He's like me. We're both transparent. The killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted onto my personage, and then in my pocket, to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks. You there! Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible that's just hidden somewhere, sir. Aw, Kona Bird, thank you for the raid as well. Dang. I feel really bad because I'm gonna stop in a few minutes. Let me give you a shout out too. I think it's been long enough. There we go. Only allowed to give like one every like 90 seconds. What were you playing? Katamari Damacy Reroll and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. Nice. Also, thank you for that. Thank you for the gift sub. You don't have to... I tell this to everyone, you don't have to sub to me. I really don't. I'm good on money. Your attendance means way more to me than subbing to me, but I appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Bored. Cool. A lot of bird raids all at once. Again, I'm very sorry. It's almost 4, so I'm going to be stopping. In fact, I was supposed to stop like 7 minutes ago, but I just wanted to finish this segment since I stalled out a couple times during the stream. I've been like kind of dozing off in the middle of this game, unfortunately, which is a shame because I'm enjoying it. I like these games. You'd sub for me any day. That sounds like something Karma would say, Ryoko. I'm not in a super great condition right now because of reasons. I was injured the other day. I mentioned it before, but I fell on Monday night when I was coming home from getting my vaccinations, and I just like completely scraped the skin on my knee, my kneecap off, and the back of my hand. And I think that the scabs might not be healing properly, so I have to go. Go see a specialist or clinic tomorrow. You're playing Katamari and just chilling? Nice. I never finished We Love Katamari Reroll. I have to go back and do that. I don't think I've ever finished Damacy Reroll either. I never got all the presents in it. That was before I streamed Switch games, though. So I wasn't able to stream that one. Also, you have tears of snot running out of your face for no reason at all and just stream like that because you wanted to get into stream. Exactly. I haven't streamed since Monday. Because, I just haven't been feeling good. Like, I skipped Tuesday because I wasn't feeling good, and then Wednesday and Thursday I had to make up all the crap I missed on Tuesday. And I had social obligations on Thursday, so I wasn't able to stream until now. I almost ended up skipping tonight, too. But thankfully I managed to get in a full, at least a normal 3-hour stream at this point, so I'm happy. Tomorrow I'm going to try to stream early and do like a double, just to make up for time. Screams. Screm. I have a couple screms, but... Those are screams. I don't know why I have an MP4 on the stream deck. Those don't play. But I have a collection of me doing bird noises. The criminal had wanted a place to hide the weapon in a safer... Oh, that's Francisca. If the criminal had wanted to hide a weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still in the murderer's personage, I don't know how to pronounce that, or still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish. I like how she doesn't have a hold it voice clip at this point. That's really silly. Let me finish. The killer took the bank out of the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door, and it was at that time that the glass pane of the door was broken. I'd say that's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you say? Let's see, so that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Francisca, the person you're talking about. Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it's a sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I could sit in on your interrogation. Got raided by 2 people back-to-back, and both of them had like 38 people. You're panicking? Nice! My biggest raid I had ever got... I've gotten a few bigger raids before. Mainly when Team Wild Abandon had just started, and I joined. I remember I got a raid from one of the admins, one of the people running it. I think it was the Dog's Breakfast. That was a pretty big raid. That was almost like 100 people. The biggest raid I ever got was when I was playing Mother 3 in 2019. Rev Scarecrow raided me. And he had he had almost like 200 people. It's funny too because Rev and I have like a connection because he did a whole stream series where he read through Homestuck, and I had kind of a connection with that because I'm in the Let's Read of Homestuck. So we were actually both at the same Homestuck like event once, and I was like, "Oh hey Rev, you raided me a few years ago during a stream," and we actually have a connection to each other because we're both involved in the Homestuck fandom. Yeah. I don't know what the mindset behind it was. All he does now is stream, from what I've seen. Because he multi-streams to YouTube, and like every time I'm on there, like his stream is live. It's wild. I don't know what he's doing, but he's a very, very busy man now. But yeah, I mean, this week's been really weirdly good for me with raids. I've just been getting a ton of people by, and I'm really appreciative of it. Appreciative. I didn't say that right. I didn't do my intro either time, but again, it's at the end of the stream, and also Woman, Cone, and Bird. I know both of you, so it's not like I needed to really give the intro. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany if you so wish. Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Miss Tenero's in... Okay. That blue door over there leads to the flight attendant's room, sir. Alright, let's go see what Miss Tenero has to say for herself. You, hurry and solve your murder! If you do not, how am I supposed to have my cargo returned to me? If you could please be patient just a little longer, Mr. LeBlanc. Hurry and solve it, like a strike of thunder! It's as fast as lightning, and believe me, if I could, I would. Been told by Miss Von Karman that you can now enter the flight attendant's room. Please feel free to look around. Thank you. Now to unravel Miss Tenero's true intentions. I like that the talk icon doesn't come up unless you're, like, right up in the guy's face. It's like Edgeworth's about to lean in for the kiss. Yeah, it's like as far away as you can be. Intro isn't for you, it's for your viewers. Yeah, but I also don't really have one. I just kind of say shit on the fly if I want to do one. Way to show her who's boss, Mr. Edgeworth. Not even Miss Von Karma's whip is a match for you. You give me too much credit. She simply didn't have all the information. To be sure, the fights will become tougher and tougher as this investigation progresses. That's all right, Mr. Edgeworth. You got me watching your back. I'll make sure to keep on supporting you in any way I can. You just say the word, sir. Really? And how about standing out in front of me and absorbing her whiplashes for me? Okay, so our next destination is in the flight attendant's room, but I think this is probably a good spot to just call it for now. That's gonna start a whole nother thing, and I don't want to do it. Okay, so this is weird. Like, you could still back out completely, but then it... Oh, you know what? It's backing out the save file thing. Alright, let me de-ghost myself here. Boop. Solid. Once again, the curse of investigations is that I become semi-transparent. You don't have one either? That's okay? Yeah, I know. It's just kind of professional to have like a good intro. What do you think, Gaster? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so hey, thank you for coming tonight. I know tonight's kind of a weird night for me to stream. More burbs, yes, more burbs. I know tonight's kind of a weird night for me to stream. I don't usually stream on Fridays. I think I might be streaming next Friday, though, because I think Zelda comes out on Friday, right? Or does it come out on Thursday? Either way, I'll be streaming Zelda when that comes out. But tomorrow, possibly a double stream of Visions of Mana, and then we will be doing more Ace Attorney investigations and Visions of Mana as next week progresses. Also, again, as I mentioned, this is a little loud for me. I gotta turn this down. Also, as I mentioned, I am ready to go back and finish the super bosses in Kingdom Hearts 1.5. I'm at level 100 with all my characters, so I'm ready to just plow through the end. Won't really be plowing, because level 100 doesn't really make or break. Well, it makes it easier, but it won't make it easy to beat them. But yeah, we'll start attempting that next time. And yeah, lots of streams coming up. Hopefully I don't get injured again and have to skip 4 of them. But if you want to watch more streams, I do not have suggested streamers on my page anymore. I took those away because half of them don't stream. Most of them don't stream, and the only one that does is already a partner, so they don't really need me to suggest them. So what I'm going to do is, Carl is streaming. That's awesome. They're playing Resident Evil 2 Remake. Oh, cool. Alright, I'm rating them. Did you see the last mention I sent you? Yep, I'll get in touch with you right after the stream, Ayla. I promise. So, thank you so much for coming. Stick around. Say hi to Carl for me. And, yeah, take care. I will be back tomorrow if anyone is interested. Night-night, everyone. Need to update your suggested streamers? Yeah, I took mine down because I used to have my team there, and now that Wild Abandoned doesn't exist, there's no team to put there. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night.